I mean, that's what people used to go to university for, right? To become an enlightened Renaissance man. Now it's just about, well, it was about getting a job. Now I don't know why people go to university nowadays. I don't know, like, what's the point of learning all about the 100 genders and all the different ways you can be impressed? That doesn't help you get a job, does it? Now it's about subverting the system. Ah, yeah. Now the top thread has just run out, and do you know, I'm so close to the end. I bet you're surprised to see me sewing, huh? Don't pretend you're not. You probably thought I didn't have any other talents. If you thought I had any talents at all in the first place, but you know what I mean. Well, sewing's not really a talent, is it? It's a skill. But yeah, I can sew. Back in the day, we all learned to sew. I'm a Gen Xer, right? I was born in 1972, 52 years old, and but if you're a Gen Xer, especially if you're Oriental or Asian or Eastern European, apparently. I've heard that a lot of Eastern European men know how to sew as well. Yeah, we all learned to sew when we were kids. Because we learned the basic skills of life, right? And cooking, hunting for some people, farming, but I didn't learn those skills. But sewing, yeah, it's a basic survival skill that they taught us back in the day. A lot of Westerners today think of sewing as a woman's job, right? A housewife's job. But no, it's a survival skill that we all had once upon a time. And it's very satisfying to be able to, like, what I'm doing now, I'm hemming a pair of chinos, to be able to do it yourself and not have to take them to an alterationist or your mom, right? You should be able to do these kind of basics yourself, like sewing a button and hemming a pair of trousers. And these chinos, I've been wearing them for like a couple of years, rolled up, and I've been meaning to hem them properly for ages, but I've just been too damn lazy. And I suppose my personal standards have slipped, because once upon a time, when I was younger, as soon as I bought them, I would have hemmed them. But today, nobody cares, right? They just roll them up, especially the younger generations. Gen Z does not have the standards that we used to have, right? In terms of what's considered acceptable, what is smart. Looking smart isn't a consideration anymore, is it? But I like to maintain my smartness. So the fact that I've been wearing these rolled up for years is just pure laziness. And it's not like I'm not too lazy to do it, because actually when you're in the process of sewing, the actual act of sewing is really fun. It's very satisfying. There's something therapeutic about it. Do you know what I mean? Any other sewers out there listening to this understand what I'm talking about? And I'd be especially interested to hear from straight male sewers, right? Any of you out there? Anyone else learn to sew in school? Home economics? Yeah, I remember in home economics we learned to sew, and we learned to cook. We even we made bread, cakes, and stuff like that, and we had woodwork and metalwork. These are the kind of things. These kind of things we learned back in the day. That I don't know. Do they still teach young people these kind of things now? I don't know. Do you know what? It's been so long since I've done this. I don't remember how to do the little reverse stitches. It's giving me gigantic ones. You know, like when you get to the end of the hem and you need to go back on yourself. Well, I'm just going to go back and forth instead, because I don't know why. Oh, maybe I'm pressing the wrong button. Is it this one? I don't know what this button does. It's been a long time, as I said, since I've used this sewing machine. Yeah, and I've known for ages that I've had to get this done, but I've been too damn lazy. And the laziness isn't about not wanting to do this job. It's about getting the sewing machine out and plugging it in and threading it, right? Because once you've set it up, it's a breeze. And as I said, it's fun, it's satisfying, but it's just lugging the machine, because it's packed away in a cupboard. So unless you're using it regularly, which some people do, right? Yeah, some housewives, I suppose you might say, regularly so, but for me, it's like once in a blue moon. If I buy a new pair of trousers and I have to shorten them, and I hardly ever buy anything new anymore because I've got everything I want now. I don't really shop on impulse anymore. I've got like a perfect wardrobe of basics that I've worn for years, and I don't succumb to fashion. You know, like this whole business of fashion, this machine that is fashion, that designed to, oh, look at that. Oh my God, that I'm so satisfied with that. Look at the quality of this stitching, this hem that I just did. I'm quite proud of that. I don't know if you can see it. But yeah, oh my God, I'm gonna feel so good when I put these on, because seriously, it's such a nice feeling, isn't it? When you've been wearing a pair of trousers for ages that you should have hemmed, and it would have been better if you did, but you were too lazy. So when you finally get it done, oh my God, it's like having a new pair of trousers. But I've had these for years, because as I was saying, I'm not a shopper anymore. My shopping days are over. Back in I say the 90s was probably when I was like my most consumerist. The late 80s, the 90s, that's when I was dictated to by fashion, right? But I'm not anymore. You grow out of it eventually, and you don't care what the industry is telling you should wear this year, because I feel like, to me, that's a sign of something missing in your life, or some kind of insecurity, that you allow yourself to be dictated to by this industry that just all they're concerned about is that you keep spending. So you'll have something, piece of clothing, like a wardrobe that you love, and then all of a sudden next year they're like, oh no, you can't wear that anymore. That's out of fashion. You've got to buy a whole new wardrobe. And I remember being in that cycle. It's like a youthful, it's the insecurity of youth, isn't it? That you haven't got your own res, and you need to be told this, buy this, and you'll have res. Well, I don't need to buy anything to have res anymore. My res is just innate. I ooze res. I don't need to put on some garment that the industry told me to put on to feel hot, I just ooze it now. That's what that comes with age, the confidence of just feeling comfortable in your skin and in what you're wearing without having to follow any rules. I mean, I follow a rule of my own, which is rule of what I think looks good. Like that's having a personal standard, isn't it? Style, personal style. And that's the difference between fashion and style. When you've got personal style, you know what you like, and you will always like what you like, whether or not the fashion industry tells you it's in. If I'm wearing it, it's in for me. Just so happens that all these sort of baggy, old school, classic 90s clothes are kind of in now. I think, I don't know, are they in? Like the fashion cycle goes around so fast, doesn't it? But it's just like an endless churn of, I figured out it's like a 20-year cycle that just repeats endlessly. And the same trends go around every 20 years. So if you're wearing the clothes from 20 years ago, then they're really cool. And then suddenly they'll be uncool. Then as the cycle moves on. But give it 20 years and they'll be cool again. Actually, I don't even think the cycle is 20 years anymore. It's 10 years now. Isn't it? What do you think? How long is it before a trend they tell you, oh, you must wear this, and then they're like, oh, you must not wear this, it's so passé, and then once again you must wear this? How long does it take for that to happen? It used to be 20 years, but I think it's more like 10 years now. Not that I pay attention, because I don't, but I observe, like I look at people on the street, particularly the young people who think that they're really cool because they're following the instructions of the machine, wearing what they're told to wear to be cool. So you can tell they've got an air of, look at me, look at this outfit that I bought because I was told to buy it, and how I put it on, and how cool I am because I bought it and I'm wearing it now. Yeah. So when you pay attention to these kids, you see what trends are like back in. And it's not just clothing, is it? It's music as well. Music trends. It's like there's nothing new anymore, is it? There's nothing more to invent or design because we did it all already. Like my generation, I would say Gen X is the last generation that came up with anything new, and that was in the 90s. So like up until the 90s, like the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, each decade there was something new. But then we got to the 90s and then there was nothing new anymore. Everything had been done, and then we just went back. We went from the 90s. In the 90s, I remember I was a trendoid back in the 90s, and that was the peak of my clubbing days, and there was a 70s revival, and all the cool kids were wearing 70s clothes, like flares or bell bottoms, you call them in the States, and tight t-shirts and stuff like that, tight shirts and flared trousers. And yeah, that was really in the 90s, and also like old school Adidas tracksuits from the 70s. And then from that point onwards, there was nothing new, and everything, whatever was in, was the thing that was in 20 years ago. So in the 2000s, everything from the 80s was in. In the 2010s, everything from the 90s came back in. And then in the 2020s, everything from the 2000s the millennium came back in, and then I realized, oh yeah, they've got this 20-year churn, and that's how it seemed to be for a while. Oh, fuck, it's jamming. I don't know why it's not. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, at some point they thought, okay, this 20-year cycle is too slow. People aren't buying enough. Ayah! Oh my God, don't you hate when you get like a big knot like this? Look at this. Oh, it drives you crazy. This machine is really good, but I've had a shitty sewing machine in the past that just did that all the time, and I was like pulling my hair out. Well, I don't have hair, but my non-existent hair just going nuts, trying to troubleshoot it. So yeah, and I don't think I ever got to the bottom of why it did that. Like back then we had no internet, right? So you couldn't look up why your sewing machine is fucking up all the time and giving you giant knots. But I bet you now you can just go on YouTube or whatever, and they'll tell you how to troubleshoot. Yeah, see, we had to struggle. Gen X, we had to figure everything out on our own through trial and error. There was no internet where you can look up what to do if something's going wrong. You'd have to ask around. You'd have to ask an expert. But anyway, I've not changed anything. I just cut out the knot, and I'm just going to continue and hope it works. But yeah, what was I saying? Talking about how I don't do fashion and I don't follow what I'm told to wear. Like this fashion that I see these days on the Gen Z kids, I disapprove. I like, you know what? I do like when I see like a lot of the stuff. No, actually, that's not strictly true. A lot of the stuff I see young people wearing, I'm like, oh, I used to have those. Or I'm still wearing them now. So I approve when they're wearing something that I like. So it's all about me, isn't it? Yeah. You know, like some people, you think they look real nice, but then they go out of their way to make themselves look a mess by doing too much. And if they just did a little bit less, they would look lovely. It's still not behaving. Damn. It was fine to a certain point, and now it's giving me knots. Do you know what you do when this happens? Is you just... What I've learned is you just unthread the thing and thread it again. Oh, thank God I don't do this more often. This is like the one thing in my wardrobe, my entire wardrobe, that I've had to hem in years. Now I'm realizing why I didn't do it. Oh God, this is so tedious. But no, it'll be worth it in the end. I'm going to take the... Oh, do you know what? It's maybe because the bobbin is running out. Yeah, I bet you a lot of young people today don't even know what a bobbin is. Even women, young women who should know, and gays. Like, these are things that women and gays should know, but I bet you they don't. I bet you the average young person today doesn't even know how to sew. But your mom, and in many cases your dad, can. Okay, let's see if that's done the trick. Yeah, when these kind of things happen, you just want to throw your sewing machine out the window. But good thing I am a master of calm and I don't get agitated. I mean, of course, there are things that are agitating and that I find agitating, but I don't allow my emotions to be controlled by those things, because we are in control of our own emotions, and to allow external occurrences or situations to affect your emotion is just weakness. Oh yeah, I fixed it. Yeah. It's when your machine gives you knots, often you just have to take the bobbin out and put it back in. Lovely. Now I can fit. This should have been a very quick job. It's because I'm talking. I'm not concentrating because I'm talking to you. But I just thought this is such an exciting thing, me getting my sewing machine out, that I had to capture it and share it with you. And kind of, it's my vanity really. I'm trying to show off what a Renaissance man I am, as in an all-rounder. Academic, enlightened, skilled, and I mean, that's what people used to go to university for, right? To become an enlightened Renaissance man. Now it's just about, well, it was about getting a job. Now I don't know why people go to university nowadays. I don't know, like, what's the point of learning all about the 100 genders and all the different ways you can be impressed? That doesn't help you get a job, does it? Now it's about subverting the system. Oh yeah. Now the top thread has just run out, and do you know, I'm so close to the end. I just had that much left to do to join the two, you know, the beginning and the end of the hem, and now my top thread has fallen out of the needle. Anyway, I'm starting to bore you now, aren't I? So I think maybe I'll just end it here. But what was my point? Yeah, aren't you surprised though to see me sewing? Yeah. I just wanted to gloat a little bit that I can sew, and I've done that now. So I'm going to end this video here. Do leave me your comments as usual, and if you enjoyed this video, do please give it a like, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. I promise most of my videos are much more interesting than this. This is not my typical video. I'm normally like challenging weird bullshit in our society and talking much more deeply about whatever it is I'm talking about. So yeah, your support really makes a difference, and I appreciate it so much. So do like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Thank you so much, and have a great day or evening.